Ticker symbol NVVE per request. This is actually up on this release of this U.S. patent. Let's go ahead and go over the charts to see what could be happening for the following days. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. This is ARCa coming at you with an NVVE technicals and raw price action thread of analysis on this Hump Day Wednesday. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's dive right into the chart. So yeah, thank you so much, Dan Carter, for showing this and distributing it to me so that we can share with the community, right? Very nice of you, my brother, and thank you so much for that. Here is the document in case you guys want to take a screenshot of it or read it further. Okay, you guys, so now let's go ahead and dive into the technicals and to the charts to see what could be happening here. NVVE on the 4-hour chart is actually showing some pretty nice promise here. Price action currently sitting at about almost 7% up on the day, right? So very, very nice price action coming in, and this is already creating a little this is smaller scale, right? 4 hour, we're already looking at a series of higher highs and higher lows. Okay, so this is not bad. Okay, so now upon breaking upside of the SMA 200, which by the way could have been in the 6-hour too. Let's see. The 6 hours facing the resistance from the SMA 200. Okay, so upon breaking out of the SMA 200, sometimes it's it's appropriate for us to come back and validate the SMA 200 as support before continuing on to the upside. Okay, I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen here, but I'm saying that it is sometimes kind of known that type of thing happens. Okay, another thing to notice here is that this is essentially working out a breakout out of a descending triangle. Okay, so let's go ahead and just block out those moving averages and take a look at this. Okay, so usually these types of this type of price action here ends up being FOMO. So psychological wicks and psychological candles to that type of upside can sometimes be ignored. Okay, so in other words, we can use either this one here or this one to draw our diagonal lines, right? So let's go ahead and taking a note, this one right over here, right? So something like this, and this would be our support bottom, right? Something like this here. So we'll just go ahead and draw the line straight across, right? Just on a horizontal manner here so that we can kind of connect the dots here, right? So let's go ahead and now minimize the thickness on this because in the prior chart, that's kind of where I was looking at this, right? So we won't diminish it too much. We'll just go ahead and put it at 2 and move on. Okay, so this is the formation that I'm currently seeing right now, right? So we have plenty of tests. Well, test 1, of course, we can, I guess, sort of use it here. It doesn't matter, but we have test 1 here, 2, 3, and breakout number 4, failure, and breakout number 5 now is starting to show us that potential. Okay, so it looks like this target here may have been the center of the triangle target, right? So upon that breakout, it could have been very close to it. So let's just go ahead and favor the center of the triangle, which could arguably be here, right? We take a trend line from the top side of the triangle and we just apply it to the very bottom side down here, right? It's sorry that it's a little crooked. I know my OCD gets me, right? We apply it to the breakout zone, which potentially was here, right? And you can see that the price action ended up very close to it. So that's how we know that it's already kind of practicing a geometric format nicely. Okay, so the next target to realize upon this could already have been met as well. Okay, so that's particular to a trend line from the breakout zone here, right? So meaning that this was the first candle, actually this one here, this would be the first candle closure outside of the resistance from the triangle, right? So again, we take a trend line from the top side of the triangle and we apply it to the breakout zone, which is right here, and it's suggesting a top side of about 67.40. The price action has already reached a high of 64.50. Very close. It looks like that could be the next area of resistance to face, which just so happens to be very much in line with a lot of candles here facing that support. Also a 4-hour tiny little gap right there too, right around that same zone. Okay, the next target to look at here, of course, we're acquiring these targets in a, for a psychological purpose, right? Because this is the triangle is actually one of the few formations that I do actually like to call out, as it does have mathematical properties and psychological properties all at once. So this is the breakout zone here. Let's just move it slightly to the side, right? And this is actually suggesting a top side of about 190. Let's see. There we go, right there, 194. Okay, so 194 is a pretty nice area because there is actually lots of candles here kind of opening and closing within that range too. So now if we can maybe match that with some fibs, let's see if that actually would play, right? So something like this, overall range high to the range low. And we said about 194, right? So that's actually leading to just upside of the 2-spot 618. And that gives us a resistance range. Okay, so now we draw the 2-spot 618 at 174, right? And then we keep in mind the top side of the target here at 194. And this marks off the resistance range overall if the price action does decide to continue on to that upside. Okay, so what I would like to point out now is that look at this cool line over here, just not straight at all, right? So there we go. I would like to point out that the 4-hour time frame is suggesting a continuation to the upside here based on volatility versus momentum. We're getting an increase of volatility, meaning more shares being traded, and also an upside pivot here on stochastic momentum is indicative of a continuation to the upside. That paired with a DMI here with an absolute support, you're looking at the ADX, which is trending market, the dotted white line, sitting at about 27%. Anytime that this is sitting above 28.5%, it indicates a pretty strong trend to whoever is leading the way. In this case, DMI plus, aka the bulls, representing the green line. Okay, the DMI minus, of course, is the bears. Okay, so are the bears. Sorry. So this is it's still suggesting a pretty nice upside here from the 4-hour time frame. Let's see the 6-hour if it's already getting that bleed. All right, so no, we're still getting a downside here, but this is a previous cycle. I am not seeing this as a current thing happening, right? But I mean, once again, guys, we still have to kind of honor the breakout here. I know we've already gotten 2 very nice tests of the actually 3. Right, 4, damn. So 4 nice tests here, 6-hour iterations of the, invalidation. 4 validating the newly converted resistance into support. So that's nice. Okay, so what I'm saying here is that the 30-minute time frame and actually the hourly would be the ones to kind of favor a short-term downside here. So 15 minutes showing that downside there, 30-minute also showing a little bit of downside here, and the hourly, let's see, yeah, also showing barely showing that downside. Okay, so now moving into the bi-hourly time frame, strong upside, increasing volatility, 4-hour time frame, also increasing volatility and momentum. Okay, so that is essentially why I'm saying that we could be facing a support touch to the downside first before actually continuing on to the upside. 4-hour SMA 200 located at about 58.60, very likely for us to come back to that zone and validate it as a current area, right? So we're going to go ahead and note this like, let's see. Yeah, I would say something like this, right? So potential 56.58 to 58.60 reversion here. Touch down on that and get that boost to the upside that we're looking for. Of course, we have to keep an eye on the bottom side targets too, right? Just in the event to where the price action does decide to come back down to that area of primary support here. I'm talking about the triangle, right? So that would be in line with the SMA 100 and the SMA 50 perfectly here at 51.62 to 53.14. Keep your eyes on these two ranges, okay? Because this would essentially kind of mark off a very strong area of demand and continuation to the upside if price action does so feel like it, okay? So yeah, team, I'm definitely liking what I'm seeing here. I could actually see, look at this. We're about to, yeah, we actually did get it. Nice daily bullish engulfing candle formation here. And this is of massive proportion too. So this is definitely suggesting a continuation to the upside. Daily resistance could lead upwards of about 66.36 to around 67.28 as a temporary zone. Okay, but I would like to point this out to you because this is critically important. We are sitting right now at 63 cents post-market, right? We have about a few minutes to close. That's going to be, it's 4:54 p.m. We have literally 6 minutes left to close of the after hours, right? So what I'm talking about here is the positioning of the price action. 62.76 at the NOT 382. If you watch my videos often, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, right? So this zone here between the NOT 618 Fibonacci ratio and the NOT 382 Fibonacci ratio marks the golden pocket when we are in an upside here and entering the golden pocket is a very bullish area to sit in. Okay, team. So this would essentially tell us that the next targets are beyond the SMA 100. Okay, so that would mean that the 0.5 at 68.62 becomes more relevant, as well as the 74.47 at the 0.618. And one more thing to kind of test here: if we do get that volume, if we do get that interest in the asset tomorrow, then we absolutely could start testing the SMA 200 at 86.24 on the daily time frame. This is going to mark the true reversal period for ticker symbol NVVE, and I'm going to be very honest here. There is a high potential that this could have found a floor already, and I'm talking about a macro floor, being 44 cents. I think this is as low as the asset can go, unless there is a negative catalyst coming out. But this is, I'm going to have to go ahead and just kind of state boldly here, and very much in a discretionary manner. I have not backtested this, but the floor may very well be in, and the reversal has essentially commenced. Okay, so go ahead and just make sure to be very careful when trading this asset. But I mean, the daily time frame inside of the bullish control zone, increasing volatility, upside here in the gravitational zone of the bullish control zone, as well on the RSI. This is massive, team. This is actually suggesting a continuation to the upside even still, and it's actually suggesting it for a few days, for more days, multi-day upside to come. Of course, with natural ebb and flow along the way. All right, so just remember that there's always going to be that potential, right? So team, I just want you to practice full discretion here, okay? Because the topside target here, psychologically speaking, can be reached at about, and there is a shot at it actually, so 173 to 194, but it's a target of which I'm not most comfortable talking about right now, right? As that would essentially lead to a 177 to a 206% move to the upside. You can see how that can make me a little bit uncomfortable, right? So first, I would like to combat the zone of the golden pocket, okay, and the SMA 200. Validating a daily candle closure outside of the daily SMA 200 would essentially validate a continuation to the upside, of which can be seen at about 110 from about 86 cents. Okay, pull back from that 110 again to test the SMA 200, and then a continuation to the upside to see a resistance at either 124 or the top side areas that we're looking at. Okay, so let's just go ahead and practice this one step at a time, all right? So please remember, first and foremost, that I am not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be cool. But with that said, I wish you well, a very, very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.